Hello and welcome. I will just check all my levels. Got microphone, we've got game. Game was very quiet for some reason, so I pumped it up. Um, game's okay, bitrate's okay, camera's okay, microphone's not in shot. Right, so here we go. Sunday. I tweeted not long ago that I was going to wait for the Belgian Grand Prix, Spa-Francorchamps, to finish because the coverage, well, according to the listing, the coverage was not going to be on the radio. Because what I normally do, I record the radio and watch that after listen to it after the stream. But it wasn't supposed to be on, and then I looked at the listing, and it was on. So I've recorded it, but it also sounds like it may be a washout, which might be the first ever complete washout Grand Prix, because it is absolutely hammering it down apparently. Which is interesting. Right, so where did I get to? So this morning I had a quick fiddle, basically, and I brought the plastic lanes over here. I also brought the sulfuric acid lanes over here. I haven't connected them up, but I did put pipes here. So we need to connect sulfuric acid up to batteries. We need to connect it up to the blue circuits. We then need to feed the plastic in, the half-lane plastic thing that I'm doing with the greens. That's all of the oil stuff feeding in. Then I think. I've put some notes here actually because I got a bit confused when I was doing it. I need to get rid of this. I probably won't do this on stream. It's a bit tedious, but. What I then need to do is fire up this green science, and I decided that what I'm going to try and do is basically, so the issue here with the 6, because we've got 6 sets of green machines making green circuits, because we need to feed them into 6 different lines of blue. There's another one down there as well. And I've only got 3 coming out of the top. So one option was to go take these ones here and go out the top as well. But it occurred to me that what I can probably do instead is these bottom 3, I can basically, instead of it here, I can basically put a little kink in and have the green circuits come out this way, because I can't really fiddle them round without doing lots of rearranging to go out sideways or something. So what I can do is I can have all 3 of these come out of here basically and go round, and then these 3 come out of here and these 3 come out of here, so that we can get our 6 lanes, and these 3 then would all be firing out the top as I've previously built. So that's the plan. At that point we will have all of the gold science running, and I can then test out to see have I hooked everything out properly, and if I have, then we need to load in the gold science and get it running. So that's the sort of plan for today. If we do end up, I'm anticipating there'll be some bottlenecks in here and all that sort of stuff, and that'll be what we do basically all stream today. If we do somehow get all of that done, because I haven't even started these trains or anything, if we do somehow get all of that done, I'll start with the outpost process. I won't start on white science yet, but yeah, so that's what we need to do. So we might as well start with the let's start with the plastic. So I need to get plastic. In fact, I'll put some more legs on a bit quicker. I need to get plastic over here, because one of the things with this, there's not a lot of room around here. And if I start putting even more green belts in, there's going to be even less room. So that's sort of what I'm a little bit cautious over. Because what I can actually do, I can feed these. These don't have to come all the way down. I can feed these into here or something like that, or move these over. Bit more sort of space efficient, basically. Right then. So we need to feed the plastic in such a way that it's on the opposite side to this. And I think what I did, it's like mirrored So, yeah, so it needs to be on the right side over here and on the left side over here. Okay, so we can probably do that. Oh, no. Okay, can't do that. Right, so I need the plastic to be here. You see what I mean? There's not really enough room for the belts. In which case, we're probably better off doing the green circuits first. So if I just pick all of this up. Yeah, let's pick all of this up. There's not so much of a problem on the other side, but it's this side where I've got all of the other belts on the go. So we'll pick all of this up and kind of replace it. All the way up to the top. I'm full of belt. Okay, so if we bring you up, I can chuck a bit of belt in there, and the bots will stop moaning. So give it some belt there. Right. So as I say, what I can do is I can feed it round in a different way. Because what I'm thinking is that the ones that are closer here, I could literally just loop round, so we can have these ones being fed by these machines. I mean, logically, I should be pushing it over that way anyway, but I didn't think of that when I was doing it. Right, so all we have to do is essentially move this. In fact, I don't even need to do that, do I? Because if I just cut that off there, and then we literally just go that way. Because this is feeding on both sides, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, cool. So even easier than I thought it was going to be. Let's do that. And then I can just use... have we got any? No, we haven't got any. Let's use one of them. And do that. And then we'll take this down here. I might be able to make more use of that. Oh, like that. So we can take that over to there. Cut that off. So this is a bit weird what I'm doing really, but I'm sort of improvising around the fact that it's not really been optimized. You know, the process I would usually go through on the whatchamacallit, creative mode, I obviously didn't really do. Let's underground a few of these so that we've got room. So if I do that, and this is the green circuits coming this way for you. So that's your green circuits. And then next one up, you see, and I can leave this free basically. Or, you know, I don't have to have as many lanes over here because we can feed that one in there. And this one we can, I mean, we're going to have to go over. I mean, I could, no, let's not do that. I was going to suggest weaving it through there, but that might get really confusing. Right, so if we do this exactly the same thing here, in fact, I might as well just copy and paste it. Where is it? It's here, isn't it? So if I copy this bit and do that, then we can push this out here and take that through there. Okay, and then we can take it around here like that. So say we've sort of saved a line of belts, and I can take it, you know, it needs to go here anyway, so it's not going to block further up. So if that needs to be there, then that's something like that, isn't it? And then the third one we can do here as well. like that. So put that there, like so. Oops. Oh, hi, Ian. Is Purple Science up and running? Not Purple Science is, yes. Not sure if you got confused there. This is Gold Science. Purple Science I did previously. So this is. I always call it gold, but I mean yellow is probably a better term. Have I? No. You worry with that. I was fiddling about on YouTube actually with the titles I've given things, because although I always refer to the circuits, not the circuits, the science packs by their colours. I don't know if people universally do that. I mean, I think they do, but no, let's not go down there. That sounds like a bad way to go. No, so this is the Gold Science build, and it's very nearly there. We're literally doing the last little bit. So basically, oh yeah, because you weren't here yesterday. So yesterday, basically, I got the low density structures up and running. We did most of the day was building the oil stuff. So I'm using coal liquefaction this time, more for variety than anything else, just somewhat different. We got coal liquefaction. It's probably not properly working because there's not. I didn't feed the stuff in properly, and it took me a while to get the coal flowing in. And then this is the lube production, and lube is obviously from heavy oil, so that's the only thing using heavy. And then everything else is being converted into petroleum. So we've then got heavy to light cracking, light to petroleum cracking, and then the petroleum is then being turned into sulfur and sulfuric acid. Initially, bit of an autosave, and then we're making plastic, basically. And what I've actually done, there are these two coal patches, so I've hooked those in as well. I did that this morning. That wasn't an on-stream thing, but yeah. So all of the oil products are ready, and I hooked up the plastic for the low-density structures, so they're finished. The robot frames are basically finished, apart from they need sulfuric acid. Where's the batteries? There we go. They need sulfuric acid, so we need to hook that up. That shouldn't be too difficult. But basically what's left is I need to start up the blue circuit production. So that means getting the plastic in, and the iron and copper for those, and obviously sulfuric acid as well. And then it's chasing bottlenecks, basically, today. Or errors as well. It's bound to be a few errors. Right, so I've done 2, haven't I? We've got yes. So I've done that one there. Right, so we need to hook this green science up as well. So I can do the not green science, green circuits. So we've got green circuits there, there, and there. So this one, I do exactly the same thing on. Put that on there. I mean, I could do it on all of them, but might as well keep what we've got. So, so this needs to come up here, like that, and then I need to connect this one to there. So that's all of the green circuits for the first 3 sets of this side of the blue circuits. So now let's just go and have a check down here how that helps with the plastic. Plastic needs feeding in over here. What is that? That must be copper. Oh, look. That's not been connected up. Okay. Yeah, so this is plastic, isn't it? So there should be 3 green circuit lanes left. Yeah, so they fit in there. So we've got plastic coming in here. No, that's not plastic. That's green circuits. Ah, okay. Let's try that again. So that's going to be copper. I might go and start that copper train up, actually. Because the train's there. You know, ready to go. But I just haven't sort of activated it, basically. So this would be copper number 6. Okay. Number 6. Hope your work went okay yesterday. I think you said you were working on Saturday. Hope it wasn't too much hard work. 6 there. So we want to go from. Now, where's copper load? I think I might do the circuit stuff anyway, because this is getting a bit silly with all of these. There we go. Copper pickup. So I want to go full and empty. Let's just check I'm not stood on the track. Nope. Off you go. Okay, so that one should bring in copper. But I need to work out where that's going. So we got copper there and there. Is that iron or is that copper? That's iron, isn't it? Okay. So it's these 3 are the green circuits out of the top. So that interacts, unfortunately, there, doesn't it? Okay, so these are the green circuits coming down. Like this. Then I can just hook these up instead. It's nice and simple. There we go. Don't need that anymore. And this isn't properly connected. There we go. So these are all the green circuits. Green circuits, green circuits. Okay, so green circuits coming this way. So those are the last 2 blues we've already connected. So we want one to go off here. Like this. Over that way. And then another one to go that way. Like that. And then this final one needs to come down here. That's what I've hooked up there, isn't it? But what we can do instead is maybe take it around here. Like that. Whew, crikey. So, I already hooked all the copper up, so that's all fine. Okay, so where's the plastic now? I've got plastic here, and I need it to sort of, needs to branch out. Oh, here comes the first bit of copper there. So this is the first one there. So this is plastic here. Yeah, okay. Let's just go direct. How did the ISP switch go? It was incredibly... it was like a total non-event, basically. So, and it's based on past experience. I've had not great experiences with ISPs at time, but basically got an email. No, it was a text message, I think. I can't remember what it came in as actually, but at 5 o'clock in the morning, that it was already done. And basically, when I woke up, I switched the new router on. What am I doing here? Oh, I need to split this, don't I? Yeah, I turned the new router on, and it was all fine. It was like the biggest non-event. you could possibly imagine. Which I'm pleased for. I'm happy that it was that easy. But as I say, it was sort of because I was out warning people at work and all this stuff, saying, oh, I might not be online, and I'll dash into work because I don't live that far from where I work. And I was like, I might have to dash in, and if you need any help with this particular project we're doing. So this is not connected, is it? No. Is that universally not connected? Yeah, looks like that's a copy and paste error. Yeah, missing all of them. Which one have I hooked up with the plastic now? Oh, the top one, that's fine then. Yeah, so it was all, it was all like, this could be a massive problem and all this sort of stuff, and then, it was all sorted and fine before I even got out of bed, did I? Right, so we want the second lot of plastic. Where's the second lot of plastic? The second lot of plastic is coming in here. Like so. So if we put a splitter here and here, in fact I'll just switch that into a underground, and this needs to be on the outside again, so unfortunately it looks like this weird sort of side loading thing is going to have to be for all of them. But that's fine. Love a bit of a spaghetti. Right, let's bring this down here. Yeah, let's do it that way then. Okay. Good deal, yeah. I say it was very non-event. In fact, I think people at work thought I was being a bit mad or something, yeah. Right. Where do I need to... this one needs to go down here, doesn't it? So we'll spaghetti this round. Like that. And maybe... if I do that... and then will that go across there? Yeah, brilliant. Oops. So that there, that there. Oh, no. Need a splitter. Like that. Around there. Cool. Why are you not making... You've got copper now. Oh. Oh, yeah. I never turned this round, did I? Because originally I had copper coming in. Oh, okay. Let's do that then. So I'll do all the bits of belt first. In fact, can I do that? Yeah, I can. And I need to flip all... no. What? Oh. Does it? Huh. Some of those undergrounds were the right way around and some were the wrong way around. Does it flip them if you just run across? Because that's going the wrong way. And that one is as well, but if I do this... it flips... Oh, I never knew it did that. It flips the undergrounds if you just do a replace. It'll also flip the undergrounds around. Oh, so they're all now going the right way. I had no idea it did that. These Factorio devs, eh? Very clever people. Right, so that's that one. I need to flip this one round as well, because this was... So originally it was feeding the copper in. No, feeding the copper in from the other Other end. Yeah, flips them round. Oh, we're going to have the same issue here. This is... Oh, no. That's... Yeah, I've got to hook the other side up, basically. Yeah. Is that all of them? Because there's only 3, aren't there? I think. Because you need... I mean, you need very, very few. I mean, this is like... One of these can actually feed like 8 machines, but it's just easier to repeat it. Oh, hello, Joppy. Hello, people. How is the base? The base is going well. We should finish or get gold. You know, the yellow gold utility science up and running today. Because yesterday, not sure if you popped in or not, but yesterday I got the plastic, sulfuric acid, lube. You know, build up and running, and I did it with coal liquefaction. So this probably isn't working properly because of having to seed the stuff in and the steam and all that sort of stuff. So that may be we may need to go and fix that, but it's all sort of there. And we're basically low density structures are working. The engines just need sulfuric acid, and that's an easy hookup. We've now got everything for red circuits, I believe. So we should have red circuits sat on all of these lines here, which we appear to have. I've hooked the lines up on this side for the green circuits, so we'll do it on the other side. It should be a bit easier because it's... Oh no, I don't want to do that, do I? So we'll have to do the same thing, I think. So we'll get rid of these. And then we want to do that, basically. So if I have the green circuits coming down here... in fact, it's 3 lanes, isn't it? So do that. Bit of space. And just pick the end ones up. Like so. Yeah, I mean it's oil products, so it's not technically oil because well, I just wanted to do something different basically. So it's using coal liquefaction, so it's technically oil that's not oil that's coming in. It's technically coal coming in. But yes, the oil products are all set up and hopefully in the right numbers if I've not sort of messed it up and stuff. But what we need to do now, you see, is we need to basically take... Which one is it? It's this one, isn't it? So if I can flip what I just did before, which is that one, is it? An F? Yeah, there we go. So we can... Oh, I've run out of belt, haven't I? Bottom. Right, so if we... Wait. No. So this one I need to delete. There we go. And is that... No, I still need to flip it. There we go, that's better. And then get rid of them. And stick that in there. Get rid of them. Yeah, we're dangerously close to finishing gold science. If I just do that, that'll make that a little bit easier. Like that. And then what's coming in there? And what's coming in there? Nothing's coming in there for some reason. Okay, so if we also do that, just lets me punch these out basically. So I'll go out of here, out of there, and 3. So it's that one, isn't it? So that one there. And that one there. Nope, not that one there. Okay, let's just dogleg it round because, you know, that's the easiest solution. Right, so if we put just this one in here, this one in... Oh. In where? In here. And that one in there. Dear me. Right, so we're going fire the trains up, and while we wait for them to do their first run, I'll hook the acid up, but we'll hook it up to the batteries first so that we can see the oh, actually I need you lot to do your thing, fill out all these bits and pieces. Just run around there for me, please. Right, so I say we're going to fire the trains up. I think, Ian, you're in the UK as well. Are you in the UK as well, Joppy? Because we've obviously got the bank holiday coming up on Monday. If you are, I'm not sure if you are or not, but don't know what anyone's got planned. That's a sneaky way, rather clumsy way of me basically saying I'm going to be doing a Dyson Sphere program. First, well, it's not a first stream, a new stream for a new series of that on the Monday, bank holiday Monday. No worries, if that's nothing, if that doesn't interest you, don't worry. I fully appreciate people who love Factorio. In my experience. I mean, I love Factorio. It's my favourite game of all time. But yeah, I really enjoyed my first Dyson Sphere program playthrough. So I thought I'd give it another go with blueprints. So this is number 8 now, isn't it? Oh, hi, Skyscraper. You alright? Sorry, so, Joppy, so basically, on Monday, I was just asking, because in the UK we have a bank holiday Monday on, tomorrow, which is a national holiday. So I'm not sure, I wasn't sure if you're in the UK or not, and you would have the same, but basically on Monday I'm going to do a Dyson Sphere. I'm going to start a new series of Dyson Sphere program, and I'm going to try and stream that on a Monday, as a regular thing. So it won't interfere with Factorio at all. So if that's what you're interested in, watching me bumble my way through, then I don't know if it, you don't need to watch that as well. But I was trying to be smooth and failing in terms of intro in that. So this is copper 8, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Now I'll hook this number 7 up as well. Yes, I'm doing well, Skyscraper. I was I don't know any of you follow me on Twitter, but I tweeted that I might delay the stream because there was a whole thing of I wasn't sure about the radio coverage of the Spa Grand Prix, because I'm a bit of Formula One fan, so I wasn't at all sure what to do because they weren't initially going to be playing it on the radio. Because what I normally do is I record it and then I listen to it after I've done the stream, but they weren't originally going to be playing it, so I was like, well, what do I do? And I thought, well, I'll delay it. And then it turns out it's an absolute washout at Spa. So I was like, well, I can't. They have the rules now about the maximum sort of time that the race can go on now. But it would have meant maybe it would go on till 6 o'clock or something. And I thought that's probably a bit late to delay the stream. But also then it turns out they are playing it on the radio. It's on Radio 5 Extra. So I'm recording it, basically. That's thrilling. Thrilling bit of life news there. Right, so number 5. And then you want to go 5 and fill up. No, you want to go 5 and empty. Because I have forgotten to add in pick up. We want to fill. Do it that way round. Off you go. These are the last few trains. Oh, you're in the Netherlands, okay. Yeah, so, I'll be streaming it. So, the stream series for Dyson Sphere Program will be a bit more random. I don't think I can set. I might change because we're sort of slowly going back to the office at work, and it sounds like the team I'm in wants to do Thursdays, where everyone, it's almost for the social side of it, chatting to your work colleagues rather than. Oh, I've just renamed that completely the wrong thing. So this should be number 6, gold 6. But it sounds like the team wants to do Thursdays, where I've been going into the office on Mondays. So I might switch my sort of office day to Thursday, and then I might be able to do a bit more regular of a schedule on the Monday. But the problem at the moment is if I'm at the office, it's very difficult to predict when I'll get back and when I can therefore stream. So that wants to be full and that wants to be empty. Cool. So we should have trains doing their thing. So yeah, so Monday I haven't actually even decided when I'm going to try it. Maybe sort of 4 o'clock-ish or something. But it's from the Midwest United States. Oh right, okay. In down the days until your new computer. Right, yeah, it's in October, I think you said, when we get. So it's only, what's that, a couple of months, is it? Spa and rain, surely not. Yeah, it's sort of it's par for Spa, par for the course. But yeah, I think particularly heavy today, apparently. I was saying before, wasn't I, that I think it was on a previous stream. It can be very difficult to tell. Well, it can for me anyway. Where people are from, and things like how old they are and stuff like that. And let's go and hook up the. Have you filled out all of everything? You have. So I'll give the trains a bit of time to run through, and I'll hook up the acid to the low density. No, to the robot frames. Green circuits are flowing. Crikey. Things are working. Right, now I'm going to do something weird here. There's a lot of weirdness happened over in the oil build. So, this is kind of not that weird. But I'm basically going to use a tank as a splitter. which I say is a strange idea, but it's kind of the only way I can think to, to do this really. So if we, I could move it one over. So if this was the coming down here, what does this interact with? Is there anything there? Because I need to find a nice place, because I have to pass it, past these. So if we put it down here, yeah, that'll work. Yeah, so if we put it up here. Oh no. Of course there's a loop coming through. Okay, so if we put it there. Yeah. I suspect I'm going to need pumps. Oh, look at that, and it lines up with that one instead. Let's put a little dog leg in. As I say, there's all sorts of horrendous stuff happening with pipes anyway, so it's like, I'm sure something will need to change radically. Oh, radically anyway. Let's go up there. Where's the other end of the... Oh, it's not far off, actually. Like that. No. Do that. I guess just dogleg round, really. Right, so let's go and hook that into the stuff. Oh, I got across there. So, Joppy, how is the outpost situation? Did you add a bunch of them, or still a lot of work to do? There's a lot of work to do there. That's so my plan basically is, I say Monday I'm going to do start a new series of Dyson Sphere program. I'm actually on holiday for a week and a half, so Tuesday I am going to probably do a whole load of outpost grinding, because I've not really got anything to do, because I'm going to see my family, but I'm not going till Wednesday due to some slight tweaks of change of plans basically. So I was originally going to be going and visiting them. Let's just make a little room there. On the Tuesday after the bank holiday. In fact, I was actually going to see them. Initially, the plan was to go down, for the bank holiday, but I say it all sort of changed. So yeah, so basically the idea is Tuesday, I've not really got anything to do. I mean, I got a pack, but I mean, I'm a classic male packer of just 3 pairs of a box of shorts and some socks, and I'm good, sort of thing. Yeah, so I'm going to do a grind for outposts. I will probably stream, if not all of it, then some of it. I tried to do an all day stream before, and there's actually, if you've never done streaming, there's quite a difference between streaming a game and just playing it. So if I do it and I do like all day, I'll probably not do the mic and I'll probably have the mic, but I won't do the camera and the green screen and all that sort of faffing around. And it'll just literally be me grinding out outposts. If I don't do it all day, I will do a bit, I think. Just so that it's, for anyone who watches on the VODs, they can then see all the outposts that I've added on. Because it's basically, I want to add the outposts for this line. That's the main thing I want to do, and that then sets up Blue and Military to be fully operational. And then if there's time, probably won't be, but if there's time, I'll separate this out and we'll go this way over here for the the stuff that this needs, because it's actually fairly simple what this needs. It's just lots and lots of copper, lots and lots of iron, and coal. So it doesn't need any stone brick. It doesn't need stone. It doesn't need raw copper. I haven't hooked up. I've used coal, which I would need anyway because of plastic. You always need coal for plastic, so I'm just using plastic. So actually I only need to do 3 types of outpost, and they're all identical basically. So well, they're not. The iron, the copper, have the smelting, and coal is just the raw coal. But it's 3 types of outposts that are just miners, so it's actually relatively repetitive and relatively simple to do it. And I'm not going to do any of this silly, I've got a nice patch there, so I'll grab that. And this is a fairly nice patch, so we'll do it quite close. But I don't have to bother about the oil, which is a real pain to set up. Don't need stone, so it's just copper and iron and coal, which we've got some fairly nice patches close by. So Tuesday will be that stream, but I say it'll be on the VODs and that. If you want to see the progress of that, and I don't know that it'll be particularly interesting, but that's the plan. Lamar started wet but stayed dry for the rest of it. Okay. Your it's October 10th. Cool for Ian's computer. That'll be great. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. What you got? So showing you new stuff. Yeah. So I mean, the Desert program will it'll be an ongoing series, but I say it may well be a bit more random than this one. Just when I get when I do it when I have time. So I hope it boots up properly. I'm sure it will. I mean, if it's a pre-build you're going for, I'm sure that I don't think you'll have any problem at all. As for local production, I guess you just need basic resources. Yeah. So that's kind of why I went for local production. How are we doing on the batteries? We should be. Oh, we are not producing batteries. Why not? Because there's no sulfuric acid. Why is there no sulfuric acid? Did I not properly hook this up? It might be the distance problem. But yeah, the reason I went for local production was, because it's... So we got that there. Is this just a distance? Because I do need to put in I certainly need a pump somewhere around here, so we might as well stick that in now. But yeah, it's a sort of swings and roundabouts, because obviously, if I was doing centralized smelting, I could just literally work out how many smelters I need and just slap them all down, and let the trains sort it out. So there is no sulfuric acid in there at all, is there? Has something gone wrong? Well, clearly something's gone wrong. But localized... Oh. Given this hasn't got any plastic, I'm wondering if the whole oil production has ground to a halt full stop. Well, you're chock-a-block with petroleum. So why is no one making... You don't have petroleum. Oh, there's no petroleum in there. Why not? So this doesn't have any... That's full, but that's going in there. So why have I done that? This was the weirdness I was talking about. So that's not got anything in it at all, has it? No. I'm going to do something probably quite dumb there. But I want to know if it's just these ones. And now it's running. Why are these ones not... I'm trapped. Oh, I've done it. There's a bug. I don't know. There's a bug that you get trapped in here. Look. I can't get out of here. And I don't know why they've never fixed it. It's a very strange one. It's something to do with the legs, the power... The power armor legs. They let you get in there. So why are these ones not running? Why are you not running? You're full of coal. So you're full of heavy oil. In fact, too much heavy oil. This is absolutely slammed, isn't it? So that should be coming through there. You're the one making lube. Can't get rid of the petroleum there, can it? It's all like massively overproducing, as is my kind of style. Not quite sure why that all sort of ground to a halt then. Because you're struggling to get petroleum out. Oh, that's absolutely chocker, isn't it? Why is that absolutely chocker? Well, that's kind of what we want. We want that all to be chocker. I assume that's just a flow thing where it's being weird, essentially. Right, are we making sulfuric acid now, though? You're making sulfur. Ah, I didn't put prod modules in these. That's an error. Not enough water. Okay. Was that Nemesis? Oh, crikey. It is coming quite a long way. But why is it almost completely empty? I hate the fluid mechanics in this game. Why is that only outputting? Pumping speed 1067 of 1200. Why? I mean, these aren't because it's full. Why is that not pumping at full speed? If it does, it's going to be updates and drivers, and then straight to Factorio. Yeah. It's I almost envy you. It's yeah, it's an amazing game. I absolutely love it. I don't understand why this is only pump. Is it something? I mean, does this stop it from doing it? Why is that not pumping at full speed? Maybe if I just pick it up and put it down again. Oh, now it's at full speed. Oh no, it isn't. It's dropping. I think I'm just going to stick in a second. I don't know if this. It's some. I don't. There's no. As far as I'm aware, there's no mechanic relating to, you know, depth of water or something. But it's not running at full speed. Neither of them are. Still, it's full now with two of them. That's very strange. So Skyscraper says, I'm 36 hours into my new factory, aiming to launch a rocket for the first time. Got yellow and purple sorted today, but got to ramp up steel, etc. because purple is a dribble at the moment. Yeah. Steel is a real big... it's kind of the next... So... The big hump, and you know, I think you're sort of past... I don't know why my camera is so low. Is chemical stuff, because obviously it suddenly introduces a whole load of extra stuff. If anyone has any idea why that is not pumping at full speed, I would love to hear it. But luckily the two of them seems to sort of sort it. The fluid mechanics is just atrocious. But yeah, it's the next, and then the sort of next big humps are like the production issues around steel in particular, for purple, because obviously, I mean, this build, the reality is that the vast majority of this is steel. I think there's steel down here as well. So we've got steel here, and steel on. So basically, all of that is steel, and all that is steel, and that's with max beacons and max things. And in fact, there's steel here as well, I think, isn't it? Oh no, I'm feeding it in from the side. And it's sort of bonkers, really, the amount of production you need. And it's that thing. It's the ratio thing, basically, the 5-to-1 ratio. So it's all filled up now. So hopefully, if we go down to the other end, yeah, we got acid now. Check for trains. Yeah, it's a real headache to produce the amount of steel, because it tends to be you don't use a lot of steel until you suddenly get to purple, and also like roboports, because roboports are massively steel dependent, and you suddenly go from a point where you want to do lots of bots. Well, I mean, if you're building that way, you get into a point where you're trying to do lots of bots, and also produce a lot of purple science, and suddenly, the sort of couple of lanes of steel that you got away with, and that, nowhere near enough. So we've got sulfuric acid all the way down here. So much easier than a bus, though. Liquids are such a headache. Yeah, it's it's one of the reasons I wanted to do the coal liquefaction as well, because I am obviously doing fluids here, but I tend to struggle with, it's trains for me that is always the biggest problem. And I know there are, ways of doing trains. It's not got anything in it, where it unloads into the tanks, and it does you can do circuit stuff to basically switch the pumps off really quickly so that they output super fast. But to me, that just means that's a bit of the game that's broken and they should fix. Because this isn't, although it looks like, how can I put this, it looks like the same sort of unloading as this, but it isn't. Because what's happening here is this is parallel unloading. So each one of these carriages is unloading, and the material is then being, distributed across all of the lanes that I've got. And, I'm obviously using balancers to take it out to 2 lanes or up to 10 or whatever. But that's not what's happening here. What's happening is essentially this is more like a massive container, and essentially it's emptying the container. So it's a bit, it's like a bit like having a big tank, and I've punched a hole in the bottom of the tank. And so what's happening is that the oil is steadily draining out of the train, and it's going into these tanks. Well, you can actually see it here. So this one that's sort of half full, and those are completely full. You see. So what's effectively happening is it's draining out of the tank, but it's going into a sort of weird buffer system where, essentially these are ensuring that this is a full line of oil. So even though it's got 8 fluid tanks worth of oil, I'm actually only getting 2 tanks out, and if I wanted to do more, I'd have to have loads more separate systems. But then you've got the issue that basically you can't quite fill a single lane with the one pump loading out of a train. So yeah, I really I don't like it. Basically, I don't really like the fluid system. And the reason it behaves that it does, and if you kind of didn't know, is basically what it tries to do is it tries to balance the amount of fluid in each of the bit entities within the particular pipe system. So here, I mean, the pumps count differently, but here it's what it's essentially trying to do is essentially balance the amount of oil in every single piece of this pipe. But also then there's pressure. There's a pressure like access to it in that the pump is providing pressure, so you end up with a sort of a curve, or like a well, it's a curve in reality, but it becomes a like this is the where the pump is and this is where the fluid is. Now I guess you could argue for oil that maybe it's a thick fluid and that makes sense, or something like lube that would maybe make sense, but sulfuric acid is it's not thick, so it shouldn't behave like that. You know, and what I think they should have done, because they did try and solve it, but what I think they should have done basically is make fluids behave like electricity, where it's just instant connection. And I know that's a bit cheaty, and it would be probably a bit too simple, maybe. But given how badly fluids behave, I'd rather have it like that than completely broken, basically. Or it's not broken, it's completely weird, let's put it that way. So what we should have here is robot frames being made for every single thing. I'm just trying to randomly scan and see. So you're not. Why are you not? This entire row is not. Because you've not got sulfuric acid. Why have you not got sulfuric acid? Because there is a missing underground. And one of the things, I mean, Justice, I've seen videos about the liquid unloading circuits. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's sort of big brain stuff. I'm okay with a circuit network because I used to be, sort of a programmer at one point, so I get quite a lot of it, but it's not so much the actual circuitry side of it, it's the logic behind it, because it's very I find it very counterintuitive. It doesn't quite work like as you'd expect it to work. And as I say, it's the guys who do all these nutty designs and stuff. It's a bit like balancers. I don't think I could ever design a balancer, just because of the logic that you need to apply. My brain doesn't really work that way, I don't think. Okay, so we're all running here as well. So I think robot frames are being produced. Let's go and just randomly check a few. So we got them in there. Got them in there. I think that's worked. Right, let's have a look now and see if we've got green and red circuits for our blue circuits. We do appear to. Okay, fingers crossed. Right, so what we need to do now is hook in the sulfuric acid, which is going to be fun here. Fun being a euphemism for atrocious. What I could do is, rather than try and bring it in here, because I've got to bring it to this one, could I do a little cheeky side thing here, maybe? How would that work? Because if I move that underground over one, then we could have an underground there, but it would go there, wouldn't it? And I could then dogleg it. Let's try that, because you only need like a tiny amount of wrong thing. Sulfuric acid for circuit, so that can go there, and then we can do something horrendous here. Whoops. Misalign it, as it were. And then, say, take this here. Ah. How am I going to get it over there? We could... Because I can't put it there because of the underground. Could I just, instead of doing... No, that doesn't quite work there, does it? So we could... do that? No. Because I could put this here. And do some nasty thing like that. But then how am I going to get the... If we came out here, where could we go? We could... Would that work? No. Why don't I put some undergrounds here, basically? So if we turn some of these into undergrounds, that gives me some options. Yeah, okay, so everyone forget that happened, that horribleness. Get rid of that. There we go. It never happened. And we will punch this out here. Put it here. Oh, it's still going to be horrible, but not quite as horrible. Because we need to go that way. Over to there. So that we can get out. Well, I could do it there, but... where's the next one then? So this is here, isn't it? Yeah, so this can literally go straight over to here. And we'll just plug it in there. In fact, that's slightly tidier there. This one we can just hook up. You know, do a little corner here. Like that. I say you need a tiny amount of sulfuric acid, so the fact that it's probably doing all sorts of... In fact, I could probably... You know, struggling with that whole thing of evening itself out and... You know, the weirdness that it does. Cool. So that's 3 of them. And they are all running, from what I can tell. Right. And now we need to do something similar here. Let's just get rid of these trees. So I'll punch out there. And which is going to be best? Probably doesn't really matter actually. So if we just put that there, that there, we're really close. Can taste the gold science. And I've run out of pipes. Of course I have. Must be a spider somewhere with some pipes. Yeah, I kind of envy you for playing it the first time. I assume you've watched a few streams and stuff, so you'll have a fairly good idea what to do and how to do it. I didn't end up splitting that particularly, did I? That doesn't matter. So if we go... In fact, what's the point of that tank at all? I don't think there is any, really. Anyway, let's just leave it for now. More keen to get this up and running than, you know, working well, as it were, at the moment. So this should be the last bit of stuff. That one there. So every blue circuit machine should be running. They're all wiggling away. Wow. Or at least I think they are. Not quite getting enough blues. And they are backing up. I'm not run up. No. I was a bit worried because that seemed to be going a bit slow, so I was a bit sort of worried I'd underdone it. This isn't, you know, there's plenty left on the line, so we could possibly add that in. I imagine they're all slightly underdone. Let's see what it looks like with a... Because trouble is, you've put too many stack inserters on. It doesn't get to the, you know, it basically uses it all up, and I don't actually need all of these machines to be running at full chat. So if we put one insert on all of them. Yeah, let's do some of them. Like that. The file size is getting a bit silly. It's keep running out of space on the old... You see, because this is, you know, backed up, basically. Because it's overproducing blue. Wow, so there's 18 science stacked up. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, well, well. So it says your stream's over in a big help. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I've been studying the Factorio wiki page quite a bit. The wiki is really good, actually. It's not actually maintained by Woo, I don't think, is it? It's or did they? I'm not sure. I think it was a fan done thing. No, I'm not going to say that because I'm not at all sure. But I don't think it's... I mean, it's their wiki, but or will be. I don't know how you pronounce it. But I think it's somebody, you know, somebody else that maintains it, and it's really good. It used to have, and you can find them archived, but it had things like balancers on it as well. But they made a decision basically to not include that stuff. But oh, that's in the wrong place. Okay. But yeah, it's a really good wiki. What have I done there? Done that wrong as well. But yeah, there's loads of stuff on the wiki. Cool. So we need a... In fact, is there any point in me doing that? There's not really any point in me doing that, is there? Oh, let's just leave it in. So we need a 4 to 8 balancer, basically, now. 428. 428. No, gone past it. 428. There we go. It's basically just some splitters. It's not the most complicated balancer. Let's line it up in the middle, just so it's a bit more aesthetically pleasing. And we want that one in there. Oh, I didn't grab any belts and pipes, did I? I think I have to keep the keyboard shortcut page up on the second monitor for a while long. I mean, the in-game stuff is actually quite good in my opinion. You know, the research and that sort of stuff. It does explain, you know, what you need and what you get and that sort of stuff. I mean, the thing I would say is, in a sense, you know, for your first playthrough, kind of don't worry about it too much. I mean, everyone's first playthrough is usually, you know, spaghetti and that sort of thing. So I wouldn't worry too much about, you know. And in fact, I think, was it Skyscraper you say? Oh no, was it Joppy? But you know, there are people with like 500 hours in the game who've never launched a rocket, and you know, my sort of philosophy on the whole thing is, you know, if you're having fun, that's what matters really. It's not, you know, it's not a requirement to do kind of anything really, because it's very much a sandbox game. But yeah, I would say first playthrough, I would try and avoid. Obviously, you know, you've seen streams and stuff, but I would try and avoid, you know, sort of following sort of other people's ways of doing it too much. You know, if you get stuck, obviously, go for it. You know, look it up. But I would say try and work it out. You know, a lot of you work it out yourself, sort of thing. And you're particularly, and I say that mostly, you know, I don't mean that in any kind of, you know, it's cheating if you do or whatever, you know, any of that sort of stuff. I mean more from a point of view of you'll kind of learn more in a sense, but in particular you'll learn how you like to play. Because I say, I mean, I use a bus. It's a fairly boring way of doing it, but you know, there's all sorts of different ways of playing. But I wouldn't even bother, you know, kind of trying any of that stuff until you've had at least one go, you know, yourself, sort of thing. Just because I say, mainly because you just learn so much about how you like to play. It's like, for example, I mean, the best example I would say is when I do, and I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but when I do production, you know, and I haven't even got any on me, furnaces and stuff, I do this, and I put, even when it's small power poles, I put them on the side here. And the reason I do that is because I prefer, you know, what most players do, and I'm not, you know, not in any way saying either is right or either is wrong, is they'll just do a line of assemblers, and then you might have, you know, I haven't even got any belt on me either, crikey, run out of everything. No, you've not got belt. Has anyone got belt? You know, most players, they'll do, you know, and I say nothing wrong with this at all. You know, they might do, you know, ins and outs and whatever. But I do this. Oh. Mysterious rocket eye. Because that provides the power coverage you need for both sides. I say, with smaller power poles, it does reach on both sides, but it doesn't give full coverage. You see how that's, you know, covers every single possible thing. With small power poles, you don't get power there. But, you know, and what other places do, they'll have, you know, because they don't reach on the other side, you see, the power poles. So if you've got, say, you know, something here that you want to grab and something there, I say you can get this particularly with furnaces, but I can't really demonstrate it because I haven't got any. But that power pole cannot power that inserter, so you have to have that. And to me, particularly with small power poles, you end up with this higgledy-piggledy mess of like way more power poles than you need, all for the sake of like a one tile gap. So I like to put that gap in. But then what that means is later on in the game, when you're putting beacons in, you get uneven coverage of beacons. And I mean, this is in my playthrough in this series. So you lay down the beacons, and because of the fact that these cover 9 tiles, so this has got. Oh, of course, it won't actually tell me without putting them in. So it's been affected by 4 and 4, but then that's only affected by 3, and that's affected by 3, and it's because of it becomes like unaligned with because of the extra space. So I then go through basically and rework it to a version with. Have I not got any? Oh, there we go. With substations. Like that. Because initially I don't care. I just put the beacons in, and the fact that some are at 3, some are at 4, right? I don't care. But if you do that, then you get an even number of effect sources, but also you minimise, or you sort of maximise in a sense the number of substations. But say that's entirely. That's how I like to do it. It's just because I like to play that way, and say I've done that based on all the playthroughs I've done, and I say it's just the way I do it, sort of thing. I say you sort of lose a bit of that if you go in and use somebody else's blueprints and all that sort of stuff. You kind of lose a little bit of that. Right, so it's been running for a little while. Let's have a look at what it's doing science-wise. So, wow, we're nearly at 6,000. Oh, that's because this is running as well. If I turn that off, so if I just pause that. Let's kill it off altogether. Yeah, because it's only running because I need the lube, basically. Right, so let's do that again. Science. And 1 minute. Obviously, this consumption has dropped off a cliff. I guess this is going to run for a while, isn't it? Because it'll take a while for all the belts to saturate. Anyway, so if we assume that's got 500 knocked off of it, then it's running at about 5.3, 5.4, which is exactly where it should be, which I am absolutely flabbergasted by, if I'm totally honest. That's the first one of these I've turned on and it's actually worked as intended. Okay. Yeah. Gold science build is done? That can't be right. There's got to be something's wrong somewhere. Oh, well, we do have some issues with plastic by the looks of things. I mean, both of them are steady. Oh, look at that, though. That's because of this weirdness I did here. So we may end up with some plastic issues. I'm guessing that's sort of being balanced by that. And if you look, these aren't actually consuming a full lane. So it may be a case of we sort of get away with it. But why is that one completely empty? I guess because that's completely empty. I could do a cheeky cross, you know, cross thing, split them. Because this is not, it's not running at full whack because the petroleum is mostly going into there. And that's what I'm sort of trying to do here, in that the stuff is coming in. And I've got a condition on this that it only pumps if it goes above 4,000. But it's clearly, well, you can see it's going 3.94, 3.94 as it squirts that bit out. And what that means is there's not a lot of petroleum getting through here. Not that there's more particularly here. But it essentially means the production is uneven, if that makes sense. So it's not actually producing it evenly across all of the machines. It's you know, these are running out of petroleum because it's actually going into the sulfuric acid. So say I could do a cheeky, you know, line across there and feed stuff into there, but as I say, effectively then I'd be creating a sort of a loop, and I'm sure it would go nuts then. But the question is whether it matters. That's the real question. So there's no balancer on that, is there? Is there? No, I haven't got a balancer on at all. So we'll nip over. Where's the spider? And we'll put a balancer on the over here somewhere. Let's put it fairly close here, I think. It is now becoming an issue, I think. Because we do want fairly full. Yeah. A lot of these aren't getting any plastic at all, are they? Okay. Okay. Right, so we want at least a balancer on here somewhere. So we want a 3 to 3, which would be there. No. Let's do it there. And we can put that into there, across to there, pick them up. Right, so at least that's even. There'll be an issue as well with the trains. Oh, you'd see you later, Droppy. I think I'll have to get. There was one of the feeling things I liked. Every game is going to be different. Yeah, it's particularly. I mean, I'm sure you probably know about, you know, the famous mods, Bobs, and all that sort of stuff. It's never something I've particularly done, but if you do get sort of bored of vanilla, there are complete overhaul mods, you know, Bobs and Factorio and these sorts of things that, you know, provide hours and hours of additional content for free. But yeah, you've also got settings you can do to give you different things, you know, rail worlds and death worlds and all that sort of stuff in default, in vanilla rather. So it's probably also a bit of a coal issue. Yeah, I mean, there's not really coal properly getting down here, is there? I'm not sure why this one is just not running at all. I hadn't thought there would be that much heavy oil coming out. It seems to be the same on this one as well. You know, there's just too much heavy oil, which I'm a bit surprised by, if I am totally honest. Are all of these running? Oh, they're not, are they, look? Why aren't you running? Oh, because you're full of light. Oh, is that the issue? So that's light. Oh, look, there's virtually no light in that at all. So it looks like this is probably too long, essentially, because we're absolutely crammed full of light oil that isn't being processed. Okay. Is there a relatively painless way of solving that? What about these? Does it get the same effect here? No. Yeah, so these last few aren't running because there's so much light oil in the pipes. They've got nowhere to put it. And this is what I'm saying. I mean, how does that make sense from a fluid point of view? You know, there's a drop. You see how the number is dropping down as it gets pumped round. So why then are they completely jammed at this end? You know, it doesn't work. It works like in the opposite way to belts. Because if this was a belt system, these machines would be outputting on the belt here and they would fill the belt. So the belt would fill up, sort of maybe here, and then it'll be these ones that aren't running. But with fluids, because of how they've done it, it's these machines that aren't running. Now, how do we solve that? What we probably need to do, because there's naff hole in these two pipes, is we probably need like a separate, if we break it sort of here, like this, essentially have a... Are you going to go all the way? No. Separate, no. Crunchy autosave. Up here. And essentially join it in here. So they've now got somewhere to put their fluid. There you go. Always sounds rather gross when you talk about the fluid stuff. Somewhere to put their fluid. Right, so put this here. And connect this to this one. Okay, we'll see if that one helps. Oh dear. Sorry, JTK. I was I was busy in the throes of trying to work out some bottlenecks. Hello, how are you doing? Well, how are you? I was contemplating playing this, but to be honest, I know it's going to steal all of my free time. Yeah, it's I mean, they don't call it Factorio for nothing. It's the thing I would say, if you are thinking of getting it, is set yourself some boundaries. And I mean this in all seriousness. I mean, there's obviously the joke about, you know, getting addicted to gaming and da-da-da-da-da. It's not actually good for you to do that sort of thing. So I would, you know, if you are get it and you have that sort of personality where, you know, 8 hours will just go past and you don't know what's going on. If you set yourself some boundaries, there is actually I think it has an alarm clock, but there's a mod you can download that has like a timer on it, and it'll show you how long you've been playing for. And I say it's in all seriousness, it's not actually all that sort of good for you, particularly your eyesight and stuff, to be playing continuously. But the other thing I would say is what I found is that I played it like incredibly intensively, up to the point where I launched my first rocket, and after that I was kind of able to calm down, because once you've done that, finish the game, as it were, it then becomes about how much you want to play it, and what you want to do in terms of um, you know like editing the map and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, it can be pretty intense, pretty time consuming. But if you kind of set yourself some boundaries of, well, I'm only going to play 4 hours or something, and set an alarm, then that's a more healthy way to do it, because you can burn out on it. It can be a case of so you're not getting sulfur, are you? Alright, is water being weird again? There's no water in that at all. Why is water not? Let's see if a pump will help. Wait, it is the right line there, isn't it? Yeah, so I mean, you may have been just joking around there, but yeah, as I say, it's not. I don't understand. What's the problem here? What is wrong with this pump that it's not working properly? And why is this one not filling the gap? Oh, it's gone back up again now. All I can think is we've just reached the point where we've got maybe, I'm pretty sure it's like 100 segments. So it may just be that I've got like slightly too many in this one. So if we just stick a pump in sort of somewhere here, maybe, and maybe that'll sort it out. Needs a power. So there's some flow there. What I could also do, because these are okay. Yeah, there's water left here. I could connect that up, couldn't I? Is that a good idea? Probably not, but we'll do it anyway. So I can connect that there. And maybe that'll help generally. It must be the distance thing, because this is declining rapidly. So if we try and put another pump in earlier on as well, it's just it doesn't make sense, because these are fine. But this one, where it's ever so slightly longer, it's massively struggling, and that's weird. Right, let's put one over here as well. See if we can't get it to maintain a bit more pressure. I don't get it. Maybe if I just move it up one or something? $1,200 of 1,200 now? Nope, dropping down again. feel like it'd be a lot like Minecraft in the case that once you start playing, you literally cannot stop thinking of it until you complete it. Then you don't play it again for a year or two. Yeah, I mean, I say once I sort of launched a rocket, I don't think I then played for at least 6 months or so, and it tends to be how I generally play. I mean, the whole point of this series, I don't know if you've dropped into one of these before, but the whole point of this series is, I mean, I've got over 2,000 hours in the game, and I don't mean that as a boast or anything. It's just what I do generally is I play through to the point where I launch a rocket, and then I've always struggled with the bit where you go, right, well, let's make a megabase, so multiple thousands of science packs per minute, just because I get bored, essentially. I sort of get to, the grind of, adding on, more of everything. Because essentially, and I have taken some interesting decisions in this playthrough, but that seems to be holding at least steady. I mean, it's not 1200, and I don't know why not, but it's at least a bit higher. But yeah, I always get to the point of launching a rocket and then a bunch of rockets, usually up to about 100 or so rockets, and then the bit where you just scale everything up and do it massively, I get bored and I start again. And so I was like, well, if I do a stream and series and there's people to chat to and an audience and that sort of thing, it'll just sort of push me to do it. And I would say, I mean, the only other thing, and it's probably the series Factorio series I'll do after this, is I don't have 2 of the achievements, which are the speedrun ones. I mean, 8 hours isn't. People, your anti-elites and Nephrons, they do it in like hour and a half, don't they? But I've never even really got close to these. The only speed one I've done is the train one, and it was I was literally like 2 minutes before the deadline. And so what I think I'll do after this series is I'll do a series where I try and get There Is No Spoon. So it'll be vanilla again, and it'll be basically me trying to plan out a base that I think will do it, in that 8 hours, and then trying to do a complete playthrough in 8 hours, basically. I say my style of play is not necessarily conducive to speed running. Do you see what I mean? Why? The fluid mechanics is just nuts. Is it because it's a corner? Is that what it's moaning about? It's just bonkers. Right. I mean, it's sort of running continuously-ish. Not quite, but ish. Yeah, and it's not quite getting the amount it needs, though. But then it's overproduced, so does that matter? Occasionally drops out altogether, doesn't it? Oh, and they're not getting water either. I mean, worst case, I can set up a train, basically, and train it over. But let's do something horrendous again. So if we take this down here and plug it in here. I mean, in theory, I only need like 3 pipes worth of water, but because fluid mechanics, that doesn't seem to quite be working. I mean, it's occasionally dropping down to 0 because as they pump it out, so I couldn't produce any more sulfur, basically, and this is now steady. Well, I suspect that's because it's using some water. Oops. So they're at least steady now. I don't quite understand why. And it's just occasionally running out. As I say, it's over. I only actually technically need like 2. Okay. Just, I mean, it's like all over the place. I say, worst case, I can go trains and I can just pump this into a single train because it's only a small amount of sulfuric acid, and then take it over here and over here, and then it's literally. Oh, where are the batteries? The batteries are here. So we could have a cheeky little train here and basically pump it straight into the batteries, and another train over here maybe pump it into the the blue circuits. We'll have to see though. I bet this is all. Oh, no, still going. Okay, so let's see what the production's doing now. Science. All right, so we've dropped down to 4.5. Okay. When did it drop off? Okay. So we are running out stuff. So some of these are not going to be running properly. You can have only 17 pipes between the pumps. Okay. Maybe I'm thinking tiles, because that would be... Yeah. That would be 100, not like as in... So it's probably 100 of those, if it, like individual... Are they tiles? The units, as it were, because you have like 8, I think, between them, don't you? So 8 times 17 would be about 100. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of. So it looks like we may need loads more pumps. Right, let's see what it's running out of for the gold science. Let's see if we can find a gold science machine that's not running. Yeah, just sorry to refer to your point before, Jay Durkin. I've never actually played. Well, I've played Minecraft like 2 or 3 times, but never really quite got into it. I can't see any machines not... Oh, here we go. Why are you not running? Because you don't have robot frames. Why don't you have robot frames? It's a bit weird that one would have robot frames, but you wouldn't. Oh, no, you haven't got robot frames. Okay. Robot frames are batteries, so I'm guessing it's... Yeah, you ran out of... Well, and now you're out of blue circuits. Okay. Oh, you've not got copper. Why have you not... Oh, no, you're full. Why are you full? Is that not... That's loading up. Why are you... Oh. You're out. What? It says bottom ones are out of... You're not... Oh, you've not got electric engines. Oh, is that because of lube? Oh, there's no lube. Is this not connected? Or is it just the issue that... Oh, no, that one's not connected. Let's hop out. Let's move my radar. So, I have simply forgotten... Oops. Yeah, so I've never really played Minecraft. I was giving it a couple of goes, but never really quite got into it. Something I kind of... I don't know about regret, but... don't know. I think I'd enjoy it, but I think there's another issue. I don't know, sometimes I find with these games, particularly Minecraft, because it's been going so long and there's just so much in them. It's a bit like the live service thing where, I mean, setting aside whether you like live services and all that sort of stuff, but they've got so much content in them that it's like intimidating, and it's like even if I started playing this now, I'd just be a scrub. Or like it's like World of Warcraft, like MMOs. That's another example where there's just so much content, because there's been, particularly with WoW, you know, there's been so many expansions that it's like, you know, would I ever even get close to, you know, completing the first, you know, first expansion sort of thing. So getting a lack of blue circuits. Okay, why is that? Lack of green circuits. Okay, which we know is partly solvable by more. Oh, I've got 8 on me. By more stack inserters. Right. If we maybe. I'm a bit worried on these with essentially having, as I say, if you have too many stack inserters, effectively this machine would just become starved. Well, not effectively, it will become starved. You see, it's like running out of green circuits here. So you have to be a bit careful. Because we're going to struggle. If we need more green circuits, I'm going to struggle to feed them in. Let's go and make sure. I mean, because we already did that on a couple. Let's go and make sure they've all at least got a stack inserter on them. And you already got one. Get through there. So, oh, already done stacks on that lot. But not you. I'm being a bit random where I'm putting the stacks, that's not very good. So, put it there. Okay. So, because I'm going to struggle to get more greens in if I need to. That's it, is it? You see, I mean, you know, the sulfuric acid isn't the issue, even though we're not, you know, it's being not produced very heavily. It's the green circuits. I suspect what's happening essentially is these are just full. Yeah, here we go. So it's not actually that we don't have enough green circuits, it's that I'm not feeding them in, if you see what I mean. Oh! Oh no, that's fine, because that's that one there. Why are you not? It's a bit funny, green circuits, because it's like, especially with 12 beacons, it's sort of too much. Right. So the problem isn't that green circuits aren't being produced, although there are some gaps there. That's interesting. Why are we getting that occasion? I bet that's just a timing issue. Yeah, it's just a timing issue. Okay. So my genius plan at the start of this stream is not quite so genius. I mean, it's easy solve in the sense that, you know, I could basically, this could just go that way, because, you know, this could be a separate machine producing a separate stream. It wouldn't be a full one, but it would be a separate stream. Get rid of that. difficulty is how would I feed it in? What are you waiting for there? Oh, hang on. Hang on, hang on. Is that meant to be for green circuits? Why have I... Yeah. I was obviously always intending to feed in extra. Huh, okay. How the heck am I going to do that? Because this machine is basically not, you know, it's really stacked up. Not doing very much. How was I intending to get more green circuits out? Maybe I hadn't really even thought about that. Okay, so we know at least, oops, we can do this. Oops. Like this. Need to move that over. Gonna need one more space, in fact. Like that. So this gives us an extra lane of green circuits, which I was obviously intending to feed in here. Like that. Yeah, that's obviously what I need to do, is give that another outlet essentially. Because it's not full, you know, this is sort of the thing with green circuit machines. One machine fills up, you know, or two machines fill up a belt pretty much. Yeah, it's just occasionally dropping out because of the copper. Okay, so what we need to do is find a way of getting even more belts around here. I mean, I guess I could recreate, you know, rather than have the punching out the top thing at all, we could replicate this thing I've done here on every set of machines. I think that's what I'm going to have to do, basically. Okay. The issue is going to be kind of over here, really. Oh. It's quite a big attack. Right, so this needs to be like here, is it? Something like that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we get an extra lane out there. And the question then is what we do with it. We want it to feed in here. So if we could go down there, couldn't we? So if we do that. Is that at maximum? I think it's maximum extent, isn't it? So it's going to be a real spaghetti monstrosity in the end. But that's fine. So there should be some extra green circuits for that one. And then next one up. Feels like I've missed one, but no I haven't. Okay, so this wants to be over here. that. Okay. We could just hop over like that. And down to there. Which one am I feeding it into? It's the next lot down, isn't it? Because we've done... Yeah, okay. Here we go. So that's them three, feeding extra into them three. Yeah. Now I need to do these ones. Is there a simple way for me to... Because I've got... Oops. What I could do, rather than redo all of this, is if I break this connection here, maybe I could just take that out there. So that gets me one extra MIDI lane. And then this one I break here. And this gets me a second extra lane. And then this one I break here. And this gives us a third extra mini lane. Because that's two in a row then. Yeah, so these aren't quite full lanes now. So we can hop these across here. And then punch them outside there. Oops. Give us a bit more room. How the heck I'm going to do this on the other side, I don't know. Like that. Oh, am I out of belt? Oh dear. I guess I was... I guess this is a problem of where I was, you know, in creative mode. I guess I was feeding a second lane in, you know, a full one. And I've forgotten, basically. Has someone got some belt for me? Someone's bound. There we go. You've got lots of lovely belt. I can chuck a bunch of green circuits in you that I've randomly picked up. Okay, so. Oh. Okay. So one of them coming in here. Oh. Let's just do that. And another one coming in here. And one down here. Look at that. And we're still out of belt again. Don't worry, there's some spiders to sort it out. So that then gets me, hopefully, full on blue circuit production. Except that that's not connected. Now what we find is that the sulfuric acid is a problem. If there is an issue over sulfuric acid, I won't do that on stream. I'm not sure I can be bothered. Because basically, if it really is only sort of 17 undergrounds, then I'm going to need loads of pumps on them because there's way more than that. But I'll have to see. Thankfully, I can see this pausing, which tends to suggest when you get like little dittering pauses in the belt, it means it's not being fully eaten. And like here, you've got the dittering little in terms of the consumption, which means that it's not actually fully eating everything on this belt. And that's because we're getting the extra stuff coming in here. So all of these should be happy now, including the one in the middle. Which is the middle one? This is the middle one. In fact, the middle one is drowning in green circuits. Look at that. So I go through all my wrist brace thing. Right. Next problem then is this side. I mean, that one seems to be okay. Oh no, you're not though, are you? Okay. Okay. So we can probably do some belt madness here to use this lane here, but it does mean moving the radar. I think I've moved that radar about 3 times now. Okay, so we need to go up the top and do basically the same thing again for the other side. Let us. So these two are those lanes there. So it's this one where I need to do some editing so I can. It's just occurred to me I don't need to do that, do I? Because I can come out here. I can have one there. And one there. Yeah. Huh. It's great when you see a solution at the last minute. So basically we can do that. Oh. Biddly bob. That's a lot easier. Oh well. This is right, because people were saying, I don't know, ages ago about having blueprints, and I was kind of like, you don't know the chaos that's coming. Because I've never done this, this sort of scale of production before. It's fun, but very much a learning exercise. Right, so we can take those down the side there. So we're going to have some problems further down, but we've got them 3. What am I doing here? So then this needs to become like the other one. So this needs to be. Oops. Like that. Is this how I did it before? Right, doesn't matter. That needs to be. Oh, it was there-ish, wasn't it? Something like that. Let's bring the spiders up and I'll just chuck a load of rubbish in them. Oh, I got a load of them. Oh, that's because I replaced all them. Thing is, isn't it? I'll just chuck a load of rubbish in you. fact, yeah, I got some belts. Right, where were we? We were here, so this needs to be this. Oh. Have you got undergrounds? You've got loads of undergrounds. So that's one there. Doesn't seem to be producing sort of enough. Whatever. And then same here. Move this to sort of there-ish. And that. Get rid of you. Like so. Oops. Across to there. So that's that one. So this is the last one in terms of getting the extra green circuits out. Then we got to feed them in again. So that's that one, that, and that one like that. Okay. Oops. Misclick there. So this feeds in at the top. So why don't we just take that straight down? Go across there. Like that. That gets you some extra green circuits. Awesome. And then next one down, we have to go around here, don't we? So how about going blind? Here. So if that was coming out there, I could sneak past here maybe. Because we should have another one. Yeah, we got one here. And one here. So if we do that. Oops. Oh dear. So sort of sneak that past there. And then get this one to join up with it somewhere. Not join up, but go the same way. So I'm thinking of sneaking them down here maybe, so that they're completely out of the way. Because we got no room when we get further down, so we've kind of got to get to our finest spaghetti, really. And now the pipe's in the way, so we can do either side of that. And we can take these two down here. Oh. So this is the type of thing, Ian, if you're still there, that you kind of end up doing if you're sufficiently stubborn, like me, to not just sort of start again. Because obviously this is a bit of a flawed design I've come up with, and I'm having to kind of work around it. And I say the other option would be basically to start again, to come up with a sort of proper new design. But say it's sort of it's kind of the thing enjoy the most about the game, in that it's you know, it's like a massive problem-solving exercise, but a problem of your own devising. So it's not like, you know, Tetris or something where, you know, well, Tetris probably a bit, no, well, kind of, but you know, like a puzzle game. You know, the designer has set a puzzle, and they're pipes in the way. Okay. Yeah. So say that, you know, the designer has set a puzzle, and generally speaking, there's only the one solution to that puzzle. You know, that the designer has set. Whereas something like Factorio, there's like infinite puzzles that I'm going to have to dogleg around that anyway. You know, because of the, you know, flaws in the design and that sort of thing. What's this complaining about? Oh! Looks like some bug has chewed on a railway line. Okay. That's random. Do you think it maybe then... No. No, it got killed by our turrets, but maybe it decided to chew on the railway signals first, and then it got obliterated by the things. But why has it done that? That's annoying. Right, oh wait. Yeah. Green circuits flow now, yep. I always forget with the green circuits that when you 12 beacon them, you know, they just saturate a belt incredibly quickly. And it's actually easier to do them as 8 beacons because they don't. Blimey, where are we going now? So, one of them needs to go here, doesn't it? Like that. One of them here. Okay. I'm out of belt. Or bots, of course. You can sort of get the same or a better, you know, sort of throughput and stuff with bots. Right, so the big challenge: getting this extra line of. Did the bots fix the rail? Oh, no. It's just the bots can't reach that bit there, so the bots aren't. Oh no, they can reach, but I guess I've not got. No, well, why would I? I've not got any. There's no rail signals in this drop-off system, so they could fix it, but they don't have access to the material. What I could do actually, because one of these has got rail stuff in, hasn't it? There we go. So yeah. So if we send Spidertron or Railtron over to where is it? Here. That'll fix it. Right, so the big challenge. We got to pick that up. Got to get it in here. How are we going to do that? Because we could come across there. No, we couldn't. What we could do is... in fact, that could go further back. Like that. Oh, I didn't grab any more belt, did I? Yeah, because then we can punch across I don't know why I keep saying punch, but we can get across there. And then now... Oh, why have I put that down there? Put that there. Like that. Oops. Where is it? It's over there. So if I just go like that. And there. So I need to get across to here. I mean, I could swap them over. Sort of doesn't really make any difference, does it? Because I can actually make that longer. Like that. Nearly there. Wait, were there two? Were there two there before? Oh. Let's go there. Get you to follow purple. Where's purple gone? It doesn't matter. Just get follow that. Oh, make a mess of that. Right, go along there. Up there. Can I? Let's just bring you over. I'm trying to get it to do the follow me thing, but I don't think you can stack the follow me order up. Okay, so in theory, that is more blue circuits for everybody. So let's have a look at what's happened with the blue science, gold science. Yes, there we go. 5.3. Steady increase there as I've hooked up all the greens. Question then is this still running okay? Yeah, I'm sort of puzzled as to why it's not. I guess it's because I'm doing weirdness here. This should probably have a pump in it going the other way, just to make it flow in the right direction, because it's probably backflowing. I mean, there are more of these than I need, so it's not necessarily a problem from that point of view. You're not running. You're not running either. But you're not running because... why? Ah, because the petroleum's maxed out again. But then these tanks are pretty much full, so... not full, but... Oh, plastic's all sort of there. What about sulfuric acid? You've got... oh, you're nearly full. Nearly full. Well. Can you remove landfill after it's laid down? No, you can't remove landfill. That's one of my big problems with the game. One of my big issues of something. And I know... so obviously they... it's totally, makes sense why they would not let you create water. There are mods that let you do it, but if you were allowed to sort of, blow up the land and make water, then you could quite easily, you got this here. I could make a single lane of water all the way down there, and then that's a free wall, basically, and a free defences, because even one tile of water, the biters will not cross. They cannot step across. You can as a player. If there was a single tile, they've done like a fuzzy logic thing where it lets you go across like tiny gaps. And obviously with Spidertron you can go across. But if I cut a line of water there, that would completely block off the biters from ever coming onto this land. And so it would be a completely costless bridge barrier for the biters. So I fully understand why that's not in the game, but the game knows what landfill is, as in, it's giving it a different color here. It's got a different texture. It doesn't sort of over time become normal land or anything. So this is landfill, and in particular, so what you can do, because we're nowhere near it, let's have a go, is you can actually, so the game knows it's landfill, yeah? So it should allow you, and it should be expensive. I'm not saying, it should be something you do easily and, you just pick it up with bots or something. It should be like cliff explosives. The second usage of cliff explosives should be clearing out cliffs is number one, and then removing landfill is the other. So you make it expensive so that you don't do any, silliness where you're constantly picking up and putting down landfill. But no, once landfill is down, it's down, and that's it. And in order to pick it up again, you need a mod. There is no. You can do it in creative mode and stuff, but in editor. But no, once landfill is down, it's down, and that's it. And it's actually really annoying because if, for example, here, well, look here, there's a little corner there where I've accidentally clicked, and it like rankles on my sense of tidiness basically that's there, and it's just because I've moved the cursor slightly or whatever, and then they've filled in that that as a weird corner, and it's so annoying. And I say, because it was a lake, the biters could never get across there anyway, so the fact that you could then pick it up somehow or remove it or blow it up or whatever is like not a question for me. Well, like here, well, I mean, I know why that's there, but if you're drawing a nice thing, and it's like when I was building these nuclear islands, where are we go? Doing these is actually a bit of a pain in the bum because you have to like turn off all your bots, and you use like copying and pasting to like lay it down as a ghost, and then test it and all that sort of stuff, and then turn it into a blueprint. So it's it's possible, but I say if you misclick or you've accidentally got your bots on as you're trying it out, it's suddenly landfill. It's there and it's not movable. So yes, the goal was over 5,000. So let's have another look. I'm rattling on because it's best to give it a bit because of the whole buffering it does. Yeah, so we're still at 5.4. It's obviously going up and down as the machines kick in and kick out, and that's kind of what I was expecting. But the average is about 5,000. And also, when we turn science back on for the bus, I'll get a 500 science buffer because that produces 500. So, any measure you want, I'll have hopefully, UPS and all the other issues notwithstanding, I'll have a 5,000 science per minute megabase. I say quite why I chose to go that big for my first ever megabase. This is worryingly thin. Why is this worryingly thin? Shouldn't be that thin. Am I having some... Oh, okay. If it's just a copper train issue, I've no problem with that. Because there's not enough trains to feed all of this. Yeah, it's just a copper train issue. That's fine. I'm not fussed about that sort of issue for now. And I can't be bothered on stream to ferry, however many trains I would need across. Right, so I think we'll call that done. What time is it? It's 5:30. What we can do is just set up the actual... So I've got obviously the loading here. We can actually set up the loading you know, unloading here and make sure this is all plumbed in properly. But first, we will head back to base and sort of unload everything. I've got, how much have I got in these chests over here? So we need to grab the pots. Oh, don't do that. Oh, dear. Yeah, you have to be quite careful with landfill in terms of laying it down, because so it's very easy to accidentally click. I don't think a lot of players know that either, that you can just copy and paste landfill. The normal way of doing it is you've got the plus and minus keys let you increase and decrease the sort of fill size, basically. Are you done? We're all finished? Cool. Right, let's grab you lot. Pick these up. Yeah, I've got enough room. Stick that in there, say. No, still not enough. Get rid of them. Crikey. Belts will go in you, won't they? No. What am I full of? I'm full of trains, so I can put trains in there. And also fluid wagons. Let's just stick some belts in there. Get rid of all of that. So we'll head back to the main base and, you know, empty out inventories and all that sort of stuff. Cool. I'm pleased with that. So it's going to need to be loads of trains on this. And the other thing we could do, if there's more, if there's, you know, so I'm not sure if someone's knocking on my door. If they were, they'll knock again. The other thing we could do is set up the refueling. So we need a system to connect all of these. I could pull that up as well. Connect all of these, you know, roboports together, and then we'll have a train. You know, we'll have one of these trains come and drop the fuel off, and fill it in there. It's sort of belt and braces in that they get refueled at the outpost as well. Missing with? Wait. That's new. Because it was a biter and a spitter. Where are you lot coming from then? Is this an issue? Is there some kind of base here, maybe? Let's lob out a few artillery shells. Where was the edge? So the edge is sort of here-ish. So let's lob out a few artillery shells. So we can sort of paint the map. Because that's a different set of biters have come and eaten those signals. Is there anyone here? So there's no one in that little gap. There might be, I guess, something here. So it's about there, isn't it? Anything in that area? No, there's nothing there. Huh. Where are the biters coming from to chew on that? I mean, we've got something there. Could it be them? How very odd. Might have to go around with a combat ones to see what's in there. So I cleared all this out before, and as you can see, they're starting to encroach on it again. But the thing about these are the colonization groups. Oh, I can turn that on. The thing about these is they're pathetic. They're tiny little things that, I mean, one Spidertron with a few rockets can just sort them out. It's no issue. It's these big nests that become difficult, basically, because they just lob so much, acid at you that it doesn't matter how many shields you have on. It just sort of overwhelms them. Yeah, I'm puzzled as to why they've attacked that exact place there. There's something. I mean, it could just be that it's. Let's have a look at this sort of area here. Because it feels like it's a pollution response rather than a colonization group. Ah, so there's something there. Okay, so let's get some artillery on this situation. Oh, there's one there as well. We've got that one already. Cool. See what I mean? So these are, but I'm not fussed, so these are easy to clear out. It's just these guys are obviously, I mean, it could be these ones, because they're on the edge as well. In fact, it probably is them, but... Anyway. We'll just leave it. It's no great shakes. Have we restocked? Yep, and you had a load of junk, didn't you? So I'll grab all of that. Like so. Oh, yeah. Okay. Didn't somebody else have some rubbish? So I thought there was one that I put... Oh, here we go. Okay, so how are we doing? 540. Am I full? I'm full. Everyone else done? Everyone else done. What was I going to do? Oh yes, we need to set the gold science going, don't we? So we need this to be... Where is it? There it is. So this needs to be... So I call it gold. I guess it's more yellow than it is gold, but... so that's just gold load. So we can nip over to here. I'll be honest, I thought that's been quick. I thought it would take all stream and we wouldn't get done. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I say there is supply issue in terms of the copper, but there is anyway because we've got this one copper station here. I suppose it's two technically, but you see it's only producing, a train's worth sort of thing. So these guys can't come and get from it. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some trains... Here you go. Oh no, he's not going in there. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's some trains trying to come for copper and actually having to go some bonkers route up to this, up to a copper station up here, because these are, full, basically. But they're just temporarily there so that I could get the science running. We need a load more of them. And say copper and iron in particular. I don't need too many more for these because these aren't as hungry for iron and copper. But I say I'm going to need to put a load of outposts in for this, punch out there. Are we there yet? We're there yet. Okay. Right. So, train boy should have a 4-4. Yep. So I'll plop this one over here and just sort of copy it over. So if we just copy over colour, and then what we want you to do is we want you to go to gold load and gold unload. We want to fill up, and we want you to empty, and then we want to copy that. I want to send you on your way. So paste that in there. Oh, of course, because it's one way. So go to unload. Gold sounds better. Yeah, I think so. The actual name of it's a bit tedious, isn't it? It's just utility science. Is it utility science? Utility science. A bit sort of boring, that. I mean, utility is just a generic word. The others sort of make automation, logistics, military, chemical, production. Those are good names, but utility is a bit sort of... it should be high-tech science or something like that. Right, so let's wait for the trains to come back and make sure. Well, make sure. I mean, it must be able to get there because it wouldn't have set off if it couldn't. Oh, here we go. Oh, I didn't put the filters on, did I? Better do that. It stacks in all because it's like stacks of 200 for the science, so that's why I need a lot of the trains, basically. No path. Okay. Why do you not have a path? Let's have a look-see. So, if you were coming in there, you can make it to there. Ah, you can't make it past there. Oh! There's a break in the track. Okay. Right. So let's hop in the Spidey. In fact, I'm going to send everyone back, I think. So we want you there, 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 you there. And then we will stick a whole load of legs there. And dash over. I'll put the filter on because I forgot to do that. Get rid of these tags. Trains. And then we'll go and fill that out. It's obviously not done it as I was, via a blueprint. Delete me. Might as well do that as well while we're here. You can actually run the spiders on, if you're just doing legs, the batteries and solar panels are enough to actually run them. Because, like on average, because although these use quite a lot, unless you're going really long distance or moving about continuously, as you sat there, these actually will charge up the batteries. Because it's using up what's that? 2, 4. So it's using up a megawatt. And you see they're sort of slowly trickling down. But if you stand it for enough time, the solar panel, I mean, I'd probably need slightly more, to be honest with you, but it will actually feed enough batteries that it will, kind of keep it going. Right. Okay, so I think these already had the filters on. Yeah. So I just need to, apply it to this one. Yeah. Cool. And then we can hop into you. And we can dash quickly over to, where is it? Here? Yeah, oh look, there's more of them. It's got to be a pollution response from these guys. The biters basically are a mechanism for turning pollution into biters, as a sort of a response to your pollution, in a sense. It's like a feedback mechanism to give more of a challenge to the game, really. It's quite clever. Right. What will happen now is I'll trigger a massive biter attack and it'll wipe out the outpost or something. There you go. Now you're going to go and attack this. If you do, you may well destroy it, which will be annoying. Is that done? Yeah, there we go. Train on the way. Excellent. So that'll just back and forth now, basically, for a while and fill up all the chests and stuff. Without filter, will it try to place other items in the train? Yeah, basically. So there's only... I don't know why they didn't ever add filtering to chests. You can do it on some of the logistics chests in a slightly different way. But basically, the inserters are dumb, in a sense. They will just... If they're given the opportunity to put... something into a chest or a train or any of that stuff, they'll just do it. They won't. I mean, you can add logic to them, but they'll just literally just stick it in. If there's an empty chest in front of them, or train or any of that stuff, they will put it into that thing. So I think they actually fixed it, so it's sort of not necessary now. But you can get situations where trains are sort of sat across a station or sat across a thing, and basically the inserters will then try and put stuff in it. So I think they fixed that, in that if the train has an active, even if it's stopped, if it has a, it needs to go somewhere, so even if it's stopped, they won't insert into it. But what can happen, and it was the problem I was having with where are they? Oh yeah, there we go. Luckily that's coming in at an angle that's okay, I think. Oh, this one might be a problem. No, we're lucky. Yeah, so these stations here. No, it's just the bots. Cool. These stations... Oh, you're getting attacked as well, are you? These stations up, here, where I was trying to be super fancy earlier in the series. Where is one? Here we go. I was trying to feed in. I was thinking I was going to supply both the 242 trains and the 484 trains, and that meant I had to have fuel loading, because obviously they're misaligned. So I could have put an extra station in or something, but well, actually I couldn't, because then I wouldn't have been able to get the inserters in. But basically, oh, blimey. Okay. Here you go, you see. And this has caused all of these to back up. Right, we need to dash over there. What's happened is basically one of the train has hit a biter, behemoth biter, and you see it has 3,000 health. It's probably hit that one, because that one looks slightly damaged. A train hitting it doesn't do enough damage to kill it, which to me is completely wrong. Here we go. You see, it's not actually killing it. It's just sort of bouncing off the biters. Oh, this is turning into a bit of a mess, isn't it? They're all angry. I bet it starts attacking some of my other trains now. Anyway, I'm incoming, so we will sort the thing. I bet that's explosive. I forgot to turn them off. Right. Let's go and wipe these biters out. Oh, what am I standing in? Did it destroy it? Why are my bots not repairing the train? Oh, I guess it was one of the other bots was assigned to it. Right, and now we've got a stuck train. But have we got enough? Yeah. Pop that in there. And then we do these ones first. And then like that. 2, 3. But the real problem of it is that the trains stop, so they flip into manual mode. If they properly come to a stop and it then destroys one of these, they flip into manual mode. And I can sort of understand the logic of it, in the sense that, for example, if they ate that train and this train stayed in automatic, it would drive forward and just destroy this train. So it sort of makes sense in a way, but it makes it quite painful, in my opinion. Because we got to, come and manually fix it. I guess we could go and fix this as well. It's all backed up. Massive traffic jam. Oh, hello, Skylight and Wise. It's been a while. How have you been? I've been well. I hope you're doing okay. I'm just doing my usual moan about the fact that a massive train hitting a biter doesn't kill it. A behemoth biter. And to me, that just seems a bit wrong, really. Oh, what are you doing? Yeah, they're obviously coming from one of these, sets of nests. Why did it not repair? I bet it did, and they destroyed it. That's going to get really annoying, though. I'll have to push them back, I guess. I do well, says you're on Yellow Science, must be getting close. Yeah, very close. So Yellow Science is done, basically. It isn't, because I need a load of outposts to feed stuff in, but the Yellow Science build is this here. Oh, I forgot to put the radar back in, didn't I? Let's go and do that then. I'm sort of almost, because I finished it earlier than I thought I was going to today. So I'm always sort of, I've almost flipped into just chatting mode, but this is the gold science build, so I'll show you this. I took 2 radars out, didn't I? Yeah, so basically you've got the yellow science being made here. There's supply issues, so it'll have died, like, yeah, so there's not enough copper coming in, because I need to set all the trains up, but then I need the outposts to provide the material for the trains, blah blah blah. So this is the low density structures side of things, all the way back to there, and then that's a steel for the production of them. Obviously the copper is coming in there. We'll get to the plastic in a minute. So then we've got the robot frames on this end, and we've got this sort of complicated feeds round and through itself. There's the steel for them, and then these are the electric engines, normal engines, electric engines, normal engines, and then the circuits. So it's all sort of feeding through, and the batteries are on this side then. And then the blue circuits, that's been the mess today, because what I'd forgotten or not really properly planned is I'm making all the green circuits for the blue circuits up here, and I didn't allow for enough outputs, basically. So I had machines basically sat idle where I needed to feed the material in. So today's been a real pasta job, trying to feed everything round. Obviously more copper for LDS, not sure what you mean by that. The copper eater, yeah, it's low density structures, sorry, yes, yeah, copper eaters. Yeah, so it's yeah, I mean, basically all I've done the one train in order to, like, proof of principle, basically. If I feed the material in, will it make things? The answer to which is yes. It's not. There's literally one train for every station, and some of them need like 4 trains on them. But that's a later problem. All of the oil products are being made over here, so I'm using coal liquefaction this time because I just wanted to do something different, really. And then obviously we then got lube, sulfuric acid, and plastic. It was also convenient because there's 2 coal patches here, so it just alleviates the demand a little bit. But yes, the issue is getting everything in, and I had to. So what I've actually done, each of the branches of the rail is now a separate science production. So this is now dedicated solely to red science. This one to green. This is for the bus. This is the purple, so these are all the outposts feeding purple. And these ones, which were my original sort of set of outposts, I'm going to have to I'm going to have to add a load more iron and copper because there's not enough to feed them. And then I need to clear out an area here and have a load of outposts to feed the iron and copper in there, which there's going to be loads. It's going to be similar sorts of numbers here. But the kind of advantage I figure of doing coal liquefaction is basically I just need coal outposts, iron outposts, and copper outposts. That's it. I don't need any oil outposts and all the jiggery pokery there. And obviously stone and stone brick aren't used in gold. Yeah, so it's going really well. The big thing next stream, will be space science. We'll hop over into creative mode to do that, like we did with the gold. I really enjoyed designing the gold, even though it's turned out to be a little bit flaw, but I really enjoyed doing it on stream, actually. So we'll do that, and we need 6 rockets, basically. And what I'm envisaging is we have like smaller mini factories like along the bottom here, of just like, it's the fuel and the CPU units and all that sort of stuff for each rocket, because the trick is going to be feeding in the the rocket parts basically at the speed we need, because I am envisaging going 20 beacons. We may have to row back on that one. It may be easier to do 7 rockets and have them not quite idle, because I mean, I'm not even feeding. Oh, it's not running at the moment, but you know, these three, when it's doing a rocket, it's not, and that's not even 20 beacons. It sits, it has that thing where it loads them in and waits for it to put more stuff in. And I think you need like 3 load-ins for each one if it's 20 beacon. Solar. Yes, so I am. This is the solar field. I also massively extended nuclear. I don't quite know why, just a thing to do, but we have. Let's have a look. So we've got. Is it night time? Yeah, so we're just transitioning from day to night. But it's basically so it's 21 gigs to run the factory, basically. So all of those nuclear power plants don't quite run the factory anymore. Actually, add those together, it's 20. But we have 2 terajoules. I'm not actually sure how many panels it is. But yes, a lot. It should run as it should do the space science as well, because that's the only thing. And there are some things I can do to like neaten it up to reduce the demand, because basically all of the outposts have like a ridiculous number of lasers on. Once I've done them all, and I'm not doing any more expansions, and I might do a couple more artillery ranges, but once that's all done, I can come and like delete a row of lasers, because I don't need 3 just for the small scale attacks that happen. It's only when I do the expansion, or try and clear out an area or whatever. How come both? Honestly, I don't know. It was just a thing to do, really. I am imagining I will turn them off. I mean, also these don't run the base, even though I probably need like a 2x4 maybe design. But say these don't run the base basically, and I'm already having issues with fluids. Not from a UPS point of view, but just because I hate them. So I will, we would delete this at some point, I imagine, because it probably will have an impact. With all the water that's being pumped around. But I say I'm not. It was essentially, it was just to fill the lake. Really, there was no real point to it. I guess I was curious as to whether I could run the base, like overnight on nuclear, but I won't be able to when it's all in place for definite. But yeah, so I say I'm sure they'll go at some point. Are we into the day yet? So what we at? So I've got absolute maximum production by the looks of things of 44.6 gigawatts. I say that's got 15 gig of nuclear. So what would that be? That would be 28 gigawatts of solar, I guess. Yeah, maximum production. So what's that? About 23 or something as a sort of sustained average. I say it should be enough to run the base. If it isn't, we've got some fairly nice, easily accessible places for a bit more solar. And as I say, I can go around and just delete, pull up lasers, because I say these are just, it's all just sat there doing nothing basically. So yeah, so there are some tweaks we can do. All right, anyway, yes, so it's 6 o'clock, so that's the end of the stream this week. There will be no stream next week because I will be visiting my family on holiday. However, Monday, Bank Holiday Monday in the UK, I will be starting a new series of Dyson Sphere program. I am anticipating I will start that at 4 o'clock and go for however long I go for. It's a special starter episode, so I might go for a while. The idea then, I say, it will then not happen the week after because I won't be here. But the idea then is I will pick up and have a Monday stream for a couple of hours. I say the time of that I don't know because it's much more difficult to predict work on a Monday. But I will do a Dyson Sphere program playthrough starting on Monday. It will not affect the Factorio. Factorio will continue as per always at the weekends. I will probably do a special stream of this on Tuesday, whether it's like all day or a couple of hours to recap what I've done or whatever, but it will be focused on putting in these outposts basically. So it won't be all that thrilling. Don't feel you need to turn up if you're it's going to be nothing new, as it were. It's just more outposts, more grind, really. But the week after, so in 2 weeks' time, we will switch over into creative mode, and I will design the science build. I mean, the other thing is, it's things like I need to landfill all these lakes, clear all the abites out. So that sort of stuff is the stuff I'll do on Tuesday, as well as outposts and I say whether I stream all of that, a bit of that, I don't know, but yeah. So that's the plan. If you are new, then follow is very much appreciated. If you're not been following at all, as I bumble my way to a Megabase, it should be. I mean, I don't know, a month or so. Sort of a couple of more weekends. We should be at a stage where everything is in place. It's then a case of firing it up and seeing how badly it, tanks UBS and stuff, and seeing if I can do anything about that. So we are on the home stretch. So if you are new, follow to keep track on that is very much appreciated. I also have a YouTube channel where I archive the VODs. So if you did want to catch up on any of the streams, they will be archived on my YouTube channel. It's just at Trismegistus. It's alias to Triggles, but Trismegistus or Triggles will find me on YouTube and Twitter, I guess. There's same username. And the VODs for Factorio go up on a Tuesday and Thursday, completely unedited, so you get the full experience, if that's what you're after. So for everyone joining me today, thank you very much. Ian, Skyline to Mars, and I think I don't know if J Durkin's still here, or I think Joppy had to go. But for everyone who has been here and chatting along, thank you very much. It's very, very much appreciated. I'd have stopped ages ago. This is really only happened because it's been on stream, and people have been chatting along and helping and spotting errors and stuff. So as I say, it's really, really great to have you all along, and I will hopefully catch you in another one. And I hope you all have a good weekend. And for anyone in the UK or any other country that does it, I hope you have a good bank holiday tomorrow. Speak later. Bye bye.